If you were to start investing $5,000 annually with an average rate of return of, say, 10% each year, starting at the age of 35, you would have almost 200x your money, ending with a balance of almost $992,000 at the retirement age of 65. Not bad. However, if you had started investing a decade earlier, at the age of 25, keeping the numbers the exact same, you would have retired with $2,660,556. That, my friends, is compound interest. And if you're young, maybe also in college, or you just graduated and you're about to start your career, you're gonna wanna stick around. If you're a little older, don't leave just yet either. Let's hop right in. If you wanna start investing by 20 to retire by 30, you're going to need an initial deposit. You need money to get started. For you, my young Padawans, these are some of my recommendations to start making a little bit of money during your college years. Find a part-time job or maybe apply for an internship, preferably one that pertains to your major. Apply for a work study. You can even sell textbooks that you don't need anymore to underclassmen. And if you got a little bit of more time on your hands, you can go as far as becoming a freelancer or starting your own business on the side. It'll look dazzling on your resume as well. Oh, look at you, studious undergrad by day, ambitious entrepreneur by night. But the goal at first is not to make a lot of money. It's to generate cash flow that you can use towards your retirement. And yes, I know it sounds weird to start talking about retirement when you're still in college, but honestly, that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so now you're making a little bit of money. And instead of being your typical broke college student, you've now risen through the ranks and are now less broke college students, so you start feeling yourself. So now your mind starts flooding with stuff that you think you need, but you really don't. You're on the internet, you go on a website, and you start seeing ads for those exact same things that you've been thinking about because Google and Mark Zuckerberg have all your information. So you're like, screw it. You head on to Amazon and stop right there. Put Apple Pay down and download this. It's called the Mint app. This app is going to be your best friend for the rest of your life. You're going to use it to create a budget for yourself, monitor your income versus your expenses, see how your investments are performing, as well as your financial goals, like your retirement goals. It's easy to use and the features are self-explanatory. If you've got your own place, of course, get the main needs out of the way, your rent or mortgage, your utilities, your hygiene, your groceries. And of course, you can't forget about your internet and phone bill, because how do you expect to learn how to invest if you don't have the internet service to watch this video? And do not waste your money dining out with your roommates on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and ordering Uber Eats on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If I woke you up in the middle of the night and asked you how much money do you make on a monthly basis and how much are your expenses on a monthly basis, you should be able to tell me off the top of your head. You better know these two things, because if you don't, you're screwed. Depending on your financial stability, the next step is optional. It's having an emergency fund of $1,000 or 1 month's worth of expenses saved up. I recommend keeping it in a separate savings account, not only so that it's out of sight, out of mind, but also so it's earning interest passively and not just sitting there. If you're still a dependent, meaning you still depend on your parents financially, or if you're dorming on campus, then this probably isn't necessary. If you have assets that can easily be liquidated into cash, then this really isn't necessary for you either. If you have debt with mid to high interest rates, now is the time to start paying it off. And for you right now, the major ones are most likely going to be student loans and credit card debt. And to rectify that, you have two systematic approaches that have proven to be effective for tons of people. Those are the snowball method and the avalanche method. In the snowball method, you list all your debts from smallest to greatest. Each month, you prioritize paying down the smallest debt first and just paying the minimum payment on the rest of the debts that you have. You do this until the first balance is settled, then you move on to the next smallest one, and then you move on to the next smallest one until all your debts are wiped out. The other method is the avalanche method, where you make the minimum payment on all your debts, and if you have any money left over, that money goes to the debt that has the highest interest rate. Deciding which method to choose over the other boils down to your psychological profile. Are you the type of person that likes to start small until you build yourself up to the bigger things? Or do you like to get the hardest task out of the way first? Once you figure this out, choose the one that fits your profile the best. And you're finally ready to start investing. So here's the rule. Invest 15% of your income. Invest that income into your personal brokerage account and max out your Roth IRA annually. If you're employed and your company has provided you with a 401k, contribute to that as well and get the full company match, but don't exceed it yet. However, if you're not faint of heart, you're willing to make sacrifices and are easily willing to live way below your means and value an early retirement, I urge you to save at least 50 to 65% of your income annually. It's possible. If you do so, you can retire in as little as 10.5 years. Okay, now what I'm about to say is a little controversial. As a matter of fact, it's contrary to what 99.99% of personal finance content creators on this platform say on a daily basis. This is not investment advice. You're not going to become wealthy with index funds. You're not going to become wealthy with dividend stocks. You're not going to become wealthy by day trading. And you're not going to become wealthy trading Forex. And if you don't know what any of those things are, don't worry about it for now. You're going to exponentially grow your net worth by tweaking your risk profile and investing in companies that are growing, that are disrupting their industries, and are innovative. In other words, investing in the future, like Tesla. Like those who bought stocks such as Apple and Amazon in the late 90s. But I do warn you, if you want to go down this path, you have to dedicate a ton of time to research. Leave no stone unturned. Understand the company, what products and services they offer, their CEO, and their financials. And when I tell you there's a ton of resources out there that can teach you exactly how to do this, there are a ton of resources on YouTube, on Google, out there that can teach you exactly how to pick companies that fit this criteria so that you don't invest in companies whose stock is about to go to zero. But if you don't think you can stomach the risk that comes with this aggressive growth investing strategy, then yes, you can invest in index funds. You'll have a diversified exposure to the stock market and you're guaranteed stable portfolio growth year over year. And who knows, maybe after getting a little acquainted with the stock market, you'll have some more cojones to go and start picking individual stocks. Another strategy that is less talked about that I like to call the no-brainer strategy is to invest in companies that you interact with on a daily basis. I'll give you one example. Every day you wake up, you get out of bed, you get ready for work or school, and you stop by Starbucks and you drink their coffee. You like their coffee. You have it almost every day. So why don't you take some money, take that same money you would use for coffee and put it into Starbucks stock? By doing this, not only will you already have a deep understanding of the company, but 9 times out of 10, this method is a safe bet towards growing your portfolio, and it'll gear you towards starting to think like an intelligent investor. So we talked about investing your income, but one of the greatest investments you could ever make is investing in yourself. And you've probably heard this before, but you are your greatest investment before anyone or anything else. How can you possibly expect to rise up from your current situation if you aren't going the extra mile to learn things that can help you every day? How do you expect to enjoy this wealth, this empire that you've built for you and your family if you aren't physically and mentally healthy to do so? Every day is a new opportunity to learn more than you did yesterday, but learning is only half of the task. You can't let this knowledge sit dormant. You got to use it for things that can benefit you and others. Don't sleep on your health. Go to the gym, do some exercise, stay physically fit, have a good diet, have good hygiene. And you can't possibly forget to be invested in your relationships too. You most likely have a ton of family and friends that are always with you every step of the way. You should actively network with professors, classmates, recruiters, advisors, mentors, alumni, because your network determines your net worth. And that's it for today's video. Start at 20 years old and retire by 30 years old. This was the College Student's Guide to Personal Finance Declassified. Hey look, if you liked what you saw, all I'm asking is for you to like the video and to subscribe, because the last thing I would want to happen is for you to miss other videos like this one. And what a better way to get started on your retirement journey than to grab your free stocks in crypto in the description below. So click my referral links and you'll get 2 free stocks from Webull and $10 worth of free Bitcoin when you sign up for Coinbase. Thanks for watching and be well.